On today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends series Captain America, the Black Panther, and Agent 13 set. If you were using these, you probably can see right there, it's a Toys R Us exclusive. In fact, that's the only place where I was able to find this was Toys R Us. But this set contains a Marvel Legends series release of Black Panther as well as Agent 13. It's recommended for ages 4 and up. Does have a choking hazard. Visibly a choking hazard as Agent 13 comes with a couple of pistols there. Oh, by the way, on the side of the package, you've got Black Panther on the one side, Agent 13 on the other. And a very short read-up, Black Panther and Agent 13 defended themselves with speed and agility in the battle for justice. To check out more from the folks over at Hasbro, you can go to www.hasbro.com/Marvel. You can also look for the Captain America and Iron Man 2-pack, which doesn't quite really have them looking as they do in Civil War, but a good way to pick up 3 3/4-inch figures as well. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, though, we're getting a better look at the Marvel Legends series Toys R Us exclusive Black Panther and Agent 13. Here's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. How about the first one that we have a look at out of the packaging is Agent 13. I don't mind Agent 13 in the movie, but I find when it comes to merchandise, they've really shoehorned her into Lego sets, figure sets. I suppose she doesn't play a predominant role in the movie to warrant having a figure release, but I guess you could say that, make that argument about even Spider-Man. Spider-Man's not really technically in the movie for very long. I guess he didn't really get much in the way of merchandise, though, so Agent 13's kind of got one up from Spider-Man. The figure is good. At least they are superposable. One thing that really bums me out, though, about these sets, and picking this up at Toys R Us, for starters, they're expensive. This set, I think, was a little over $25 for both figures. Now, either figure sold individually, I'm sure, would be at least asking the $20 to $10 price point to $12 price point. So really getting two of them, they're not that much different getting them in the set. But like these figures are a little on the expensive side, unfortunately. And my big problem is the fact that these figures come out so late into movies. In fact, you can go to Toys R Us right now, and they're now releasing, or at least now stocking here in Canada, they're releasing Age of Ultron 3 3/4-inch figures where we're getting Black Widow, we're getting characters that we didn't get necessarily at the beginning run of these movies. I wish Hasbro would just simply get rid of the real crappy figures, those little smaller figures that nobody buys, and instead just release these, because ultimately these ones always get released near the last leg of the movie's run. Just makes absolutely no sense to me. If they're going to release these even as Toys R Us exclusives, release them at the beginning of the movie and give this the line that the fans are wanting. Fans don't want the little small ones that have 5 points of articulation. They want these guys right here. Rant aside. Coloring-wise, Agent 13 doesn't really have much, predominantly black in the top area there with some breakup of the gray in her slacks. The face is pretty good, though. I'll give it that. The face isn't bad. She does come with a couple of pistols that you can either put into her hand, which, unlike some figures that sometimes you just can't fit the accessories into their hands at all, Agent 13 does a pretty good job of holding her pistols. No issues there. No issues whatsoever. And because, again, they're opposable, you can actually have her guns blazing. There is a little bit of something on the inner leg here of Agent 13, which I thought initially was paint, but it actually looks like it is a number. I don't know why it's so placed there, of all places. What you can also do, too, is take her pistols, and they can fit into the side holsters on her belt. Take a little bit because they've got this extra little laser scope at the top here. You have to apply a little bit extra force to get them to fit into the holsters properly. But she does. There goes Black Panther. But she does actually hold the guns, or at least hold them in the holsters. I like the figure. I just don't know why these figures get released so late into movie releases when these are really the figures that people have wanted right from the beginning. This was also, I remember even Scarlet Witch being a big figure, at least from the standpoint of Age of Ultron, where fans wanted a 3 3/4 inch Scarlet Witch. Didn't get her right away. We got her later on. I just don't know why these figures we have to wait so long as we do. I don't know why he's just not... I'll just lay him down. I don't know why we have to wait as long as we do to get these. And I just don't know why Hasbro just doesn't go this route as their toy line, not the little small ones. When it comes to reposability, her head is on a ball joint. The hair is more of a rubber material, so it doesn't hinder movement in her head. Shoulders hinge out. Rotation all the way around. She has a bend in the forearm. Probably not to the bend that you should be putting them in. The arms do also rotate. And she does also have a rotation in her wrists. So good posability. Not really anything to speak of, unfortunately, when it comes to her waist. Her waist is a little bit more on the limited side. At least, though, she more than makes up for it in her legs. The legs hinge out. Unfortunately, though, this is the type of hinge where you have to rotate the leg. See the joint? See right there? The legs only rotate out until you rotate this forward, and allows the legs to rotate forward and back. So there's a rotation at the top of the thigh there, a double hinge knee. Good range of motion, not only in a pivot as well as forward back motion on her feet. She does have peg holes, but unfortunately they don't come with any sort of display stands to speak of, which is something else that I feel like, I don't know, sometimes I just wonder, like Hasbro just scales too back on things and gives us the wrong stuff in the beginning. So there's Agent 13. Truthfully, I'm just going to actually get her, I'm just going to lay her down. Truthfully, I think pairing her up with Black Panther really could have been paired up with anybody. Agent 13, I think for me, just feels very shoehorned into this set. If anything, we could have gotten ourselves like a Bucky, a Winter Soldier, and Black Panther. I think that would have been a good pairing. Agent 13 and Black Panther, maybe not so much. Black Panther is the money in this set. He is the reason to pick up this set. And unfortunately, he's also probably one of the reasons why when I picked this set up at Toys R Us, I found 2 of these tucked behind, you probably know where this is going, tucked behind other figures. Somebody had raided 2 of these Black Panthers out of the boxes, which I'm not even going to comment on because I just think, like, I don't know. You can't get figures. Don't rip off figures. That just doesn't help anybody. But at any rate, the Black Panther is outstanding. Really good small 3 3/4 inch version of Black Panther. Everything I liked so much about the larger scale Black Panther from the Marvel Legends line, like equally so here in the smaller version of Black Panther. The deco around his mask, the silver deco, translates very well. Doesn't look at all badly painted. The paint looks pretty clean. He's also got the silver claw markings on the arm here. Very sharp claws as well. Don't worry, they're not sharp. But I like that they're posed at least in clawed-like gestures. He doesn't have any posability, actually, surprisingly, in the torso. I thought, if anything, he would have had like a ball joint or something in the upper torso, but he doesn't have that. He doesn't have anything, actually. But he still has a good range of motion. Full ball joint head articulation. You can have him looking up and down all the way around. Hinged shoulders, full rotation there. No bicep swivel, which is actually funny enough too. Although it does rotate in the forearms, full, again, bend in that elbow. Legs, full motion there. Forward and back out. Double hinged knee. I mean, really, if you had yourself, not that Spot's much of a pose expert. I mean, certainly if you had like a, something you could stand him on, that would be a really good pose to have Black Panther in. And again, full hinge on the foot. Doesn't look like there, maybe a slight, maybe a little bit of an ankle pivot there as well. A good figure, really good figure. All the more reason to get this set. Paying for it, that is, guys, but all the more reason to get this set is for Black Panther here. I don't mind Agent 13, but to me, the strong figure in this release is this guy right here. I just don't know why. I just don't know why Hasbro releases these as so scarcely near the end of the run. Why wouldn't we getting these figures in the beginning? At any rate, today's toy spot, we were having a look at the Marvel Legends series. This was the Toys R Us exclusive, the 3 3/4 inch Black Panther, yay, and Agent 13. Okay. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more toy spots heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.